Alright, and welcome back guys to the brand new Undead Siege mode. Has been out for COD Mobile for a few days now, and we've gone through, I beat the hard mode quite a few times. We got a few of the Aether crystal camos unlocked at this point in time, so I kind of want to make another updated guide, just going over some rapid fire pro tips that I've kind of learned along the way and that I've seen other people mention. So this is going to be kind of a tier list of just things you should be doing to kind of help yourself beat the hard mode in COD Mobile a little bit easier, because I know there's some people still struggling with it. Now here we are with the first tip, and honestly this one's a really big one that you should be doing every single game. No matter where you spawn in at, there is always going to be a helicopter. For farm, it's going to be right over here. And oh, well, I wasn't going to be able to get in the driver's seat. But the reason this is so important is getting to high loot areas right off the bat is extremely helpful, especially when you get to night 3 and 4. Once you have those missions on the map, you have limited times to get to those missions. You really want to be using the helicopters to get there. And we're already at one of the higher tier loots in the game by using the helicopter. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the spawn in location for the helicopter on all areas. No matter where you spawn in at, there is guaranteed to be a helicopter, and I recommend taking that just about every single time you spawn in. All right, and for the helicopter location at Countdown, once you spawn in right here, the helicopter is going to be straightforward. Just back there's the base. In this direction, right over here, you'll find the helicopter for the spawn point. And now for the most hidden helicopter, when you spawn at Diner, it's actually on top of this building right here. So right where you spawn in, all you want to do is come over here. You're going to jump up, mantle up here. Oh. And there you go. Now you're able to get inside of the helicopter. Now for the helicopter location in this area near lawn space, it's right here. I mean, this is the easiest one to see. I mean, the base is right there. Nice wide open area for you to see it right off the bat. Now for the bus station right here. Actually, our base isn't here right now. We didn't spawn in. I, for some reason, have not been able to get this spawn point while recording this video. So the helicopter is not going to be here. But if you do spawn at the bus station, if you come back here, there will be a helicopter in this location waiting for you. Now for tip number 2, and this is a major one. Every time you see these Necromancers, you want to kill these right off the bat. Even if there's other zombies closer, these are going to make your playtime a lot harder because they're buffing the enemies around you, making it so you're going to spend a lot more bullets to kill the same enemies, and it's going to make your MGs take a lot longer to kill them. So every time, no matter how far out you see any of those like jellyfish Necromancer like creatures, you want to take them out right away. Oh, see, we got another one way back here. Sometimes they'll be way in the back. But yeah, they're really, really detrimental to have because, like I said, they're buffing all the zombies around them at all times, making just everything so much harder to kill. And they're really not too bad to kill themselves. So if you have a sniper, hit them really quick, or even just a normal weapon, you're going to be doing quite a bit of damage. Now, this is going to be the bonus tip for this video. This doesn't count for the 10 above, but it is definitely not preferred to play in public lobbies. It's way easier to find a group of 3 friends and play with that. That way you can be coordinated. And if you don't have friends to play with, we're going to have the Discord linked below. We've got about 11,000 active members in the Discord for pretty much any zombies game, being a main series game or COD Mobile. If you're looking for people to play zombies with, all you need to do is go in the description below, click on the Discord, join that, and we've got a looking for group where you can kind of message people and find 3 other people who know what they're doing, know other tips and stuff. That way you're not searching in the public lobbies, getting matched with random people. And a lot of times I feel like when I get matched with random people, it's their first game, they don't have any skills upgraded, and they don't really know what they're doing. This way you can kind of weed those people out and hopefully win a lot more games. Now for tip number 3, and this might seem like a really basic tip, but you'd be surprised about the amount of people I see not doing this. If you're running long distance, you can see I have a sniper here. See how slowly we are walking across here? If you switch back to your wrench, you're going to walk so much faster. So if for some reason you don't have a vehicle and you're finding yourself walking a long distance, make sure to pull out your wrench. You're going to save yourself a ton of time. All right, and for tip number 4, this is something that's very important, and I've seen a lot of people mess up on this. And unfortunately, once you mess up on this, you really can't redo it. So starting off, if you haven't used any of your talent points right now, you definitely want to listen to this. There are some skill upgrades that are just so much better than others. And I kind of made a few mistakes when I started off. And when you first start playing the zombies mode, you're going to be able to upgrade a bunch of these talents. You're going to get a bunch of easy points, but the more you play, the harder it is to get these crystals here. And I can play for hours and hours at a time and not upgrade a single skill. I think I played for like 4 or 5 hours yesterday. I was able to upgrade one skill one time, and you can see I'm nowhere near to maxing this out. So when you first start off, this turret armor is one of the best single upgrades in the entire game. It allows your turrets to stay alive longer, and especially for beating wave 5, the turrets can be used to stop zombies, and in my opinion is the single easiest way to win the hard mode. And if you spend a lot of points in weapon upgrades and toughness, you're not going to be able to max this out as early as possible. And I can tell you, my experience playing this game would have been so much better if I would have got this to 10 instead of spending these points on 4 and 5 for the weapon upgrades and toughness. The turret damage is also really powerful as well. Same thing with the advanced tools. But no joke, I would not recommend putting any points into the weapon upgrade and the toughness, because the turrets and the advanced tools are just so much better. And the more you play, the harder it is to get these materials to upgrade these. So whatever you pick at the beginning, you're kind of stuck with. Now, surprisingly, one thing that a lot of people don't know about is you're actually able to run to the zone and pick up ammo. And as long as you have healing supplies, the zone really doesn't do that much damage. I mean, it's wave 1. We have 8 healing supplies. So I was able to run out there, get 120 shots for the AK and almost like an additional 200 shots for the deagle. And we've got enough bandages, heal twice. But every game I'm playing, I feel like it looks like people are just scared to run onto the zone. And yeah, it's going to damage you a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal, especially if you have the bandages to heal. And ammo is huge. So make sure if there's a bunch of ammo out there, run up there, grab it real quick. That way you're able to stock up for next wave. One other thing you need to know, the wrench is super powerful, and make sure, especially on earlier rounds, the wrench does additional damage to wardens. As you can see, you get that little armor breaking icon. And the wardens take a bunch of bullets. You're just going to waste your bullets on round 1, 2, and 3 if you're using bullet weapons to kill the wardens. It is so much easier. Pull out this wrench, just hit them a few times, and they'll drop absolutely quickly. Now, I'm pretty sure by this point, just about everyone knows to go to these purple crystal areas to get better loot. But on the first 3 nights, the most important thing is to find these green crates, because these will get you a lot more loot a lot quicker than even scavenging those high loot areas. So a lot of times I'll take the helicopter and kind of go to an area that has 2 or 3 of these and just get these early on. And this is probably the quickest way to get all the materials needed to upgrade your turrets to max rank. That way you're ready for wave 5. Now, something else that's also extremely important is putting all of your materials into the warehouse. This allows all players to be able to use them at any point in time. Like, let's say we put all these in here. So we now have no materials. We're still able to upgrade our mounted sentry guns, and anyone's able to do that once you place them in here. And if you've got a coordinated team and at the beginning of every round you're slapping those in there, it's going to allow you to kind of mix match all the parts together. That way everyone's upgrading their sentry guns quicker. And on top of that, if you look, my inventory is now completely empty. So the next day when we go out looting, I'm going to be able to get even more loot. And what I see a lot of people doing is they'll just kind of keep all the loot to themselves in their own inventory. And when you do that, when you go out the next day, you can only collect a certain amount of loot because your inventory is already full. And if you have any sort of grenades, you can also put grenades in here as well. As you can see, we've got 3 or 4 Molotovs kind of stored for the last night here. You're able to save a bunch of grenades, just continuously plop them in here, and you're able to pull these back out on the very last day, which is super helpful. Now, for one of the most important tips I can get you, and this goes for any round, you want to place your sentry guns as close to the base as possible. It's going to stop the zombies from hitting them, and especially for night 5, this is the single best strategy to beat night 5. As you can see with my team here, we've got a pretty good array of sentry guns around the base, and it is just going to help you keep them alive so much longer, and it is, to me, the easiest way to go ahead and beat it. Now, and probably the biggest tip to be able to win this, you want to save a bunch of points. I don't use any war machines, death machines, or juggernauts till the very end here. I'll start off by buying a war machine. After this war machine runs out, I'm going to buy a death machine, and then I'm just going to repeat this cycle. I'm going to end up using probably 2 to 3 war machines, 2 to 3 death machines, and 1 juggernaut during this final siege. And I know a lot of people are against using juggernauts, but the way I use it's a little bit different than what you think. I definitely don't recommend getting the juggernaut and just sitting in it the entire time, because if you do that, you're not going to be doing enough damage. What I'll do with the juggernaut is I'll get in it, I'll use all of the ammo that it has, and then I will self-destruct. You take out a lot of enemies with you when you self-destruct, and you only get one of them, but it is definitely not beneficial to stay in that juggernaut the entire match. So yeah, if you and everyone on your team put the sentry guns around the base as close as possible, kind of save your war machines, death machines, and Goliaths to the very end of it, and kind of spam, kind of rotating in and out using war machines and death machines for the final day 5, it's really not that hard. And once you do it a few times with a team, you get the hang of it, and you can easily just keep going back and forth, grinding camos. That's what I'm currently doing, grinding for all the camos. So that really is the top 10 pro tips that I have for right now. Clearly, there's a lot more stuff out there, and there's a lot of other tips. So if you guys want to see a updated version of this video with more stuff as the game mode kind of progresses, more strategies are found and stuff like that, definitely leave it in the comments below. Same thing, if you have anything that you're doing right now that you think can help other players out, make sure to leave it in the comments. And if you need additional tips, people are going to be leaving comments down there to help you. Now, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and good luck grinding. I want to take the last moment here to give a thanks to everyone who's became a Twitch sub, our YouTube member, and an extra special thanks to those who have taken above and beyond. We've got Chef, aka Chief, aka Classified. We've got the man whose name should be really easy to pronounce, Master. We've got my friend with the most stable PS5 ever, DX2069. We've got the Big Mac Bandit himself, Brian Plays. We've got the man, the myth, the legend, Cryptic, and then we have the absolute boss, Hunter Redondo. All these people have taken a step above and beyond and became Unlock++ members on YouTube. Thank you so much, true homies.